Welcome. We're back again with Alexander Markovsky, who was here the other day talking about the Israel-Hamas war. Since then, he's published How to Defeat Hamas, Fast, Cheap, and Easy in the American Thinker, October 30th, 2 days ago. And I printed it out because I still can't figure out how to use screen share. And you can look for it. It's very interesting. He goes into more details about the plan he discussed in our interview, how Israel could use water, seawater, to flood the tunnels and force Hamas out and to release the hostages, which I don't see much discussion of, except in the comments. You got a lot of comments. So, Mr. Markovsky, tell us about publishing this and how has the reaction been to this idea?
Well, reaction was mostly negative. It's interesting. Reaction in Israel was mostly positive. Reaction in the United States was mostly negative. And there was a number of issues people was trying to raise, attempting to prove that that wouldn't work. And offer some alternatives ways to do it, like blowing up tunnels, filling it with gas, and many other alternatives. But we kind of missing our main goal. Our main goal is to save hostages, to ensure their safe return. And when you start blowing tunnels, or filling it with gas, well, you risking to lose hostages. So, in order to do it correctly, first you have to have a complete set of design drawings, and I mean complete. It's not just civil structural drawings. You need mechanical and electrical as well. You have to know how a ventilation system works. You have to know where the doors between different sections of tunnels are. And most importantly, you have to design your strategy. How are you going to fill up those tunnels? How are you going to fill up various sections of the tunnels in order to get Hamas and hostages to some area and direct them to the exit that you want to direct them, where you're going to waiting them to get out. Another misconception that I hear is that like you have to fill the tunnel, they need to fill it completely. No. What you do, you start filling tunnels, and as soon as start filling it, certain sections, what the people inside have to do? They will shut the door. When they shut the door, you probably will have 1 or maximum 2 feet of water in the tunnel, probably not even that. So then what happened? The sappers go in and blew up the door. And what happened to the water? Water will go to the next section. And you repeat it again and again until you get them to the areas that you want them to go. And then you can begin to negotiate. You can say, well, I'll blow up the door and fill it completely. Or you can get out and save yourself. That's how it should be done. It's not going to be easy, of course, but you don't have to blow the whole area. You don't have to bomb it, because you just make it that situation only worse. You have to have a plan, complete strategy, how to do it. And I don't see that yet.
Let me ask you a question. Some people asked, what are your qualifications? You're just a civil engineer. What do you know about combat engineering? Maybe you could tell us a little that you actually do have some knowledge of that.
Yes, of course. You see, I graduated from the Soviet university, and it was about, what, 60 years ago, a long time ago. Back then, every man who went to university to get some civilian profession also been trained in military profession that related to his civil knowledge. In my case, I'm a civil structural engineer, and I've been trained as a sapper. Well, it was my military profession, and I graduated as an officer of reserve. In case of war, we would be called line of duty. And we train not just to build installation, but blow them up. Bridges, buildings, military installations, and tunnels, of course, were part of it. So we know how to do it.
Let me raise some other things I've gotten as
Yes.
feedback. Somebody I know who was in the Navy, Vietnam era, said he was a gunnery officer, and because of urban warfare, if you had buildings, there'd be snipers who would shoot anyone trying to lay a hose. And if you bomb the buildings, they're piles of rubble. That's even better. Snipers can hide behind that and shoot from there. And it would be very difficult to get the hoses in to fill the tunnels in such a situation. What's your response to that?
I think here is a good issue. And the way it is usually done, we can use experience of Stalingrad. What happened in Stalingrad, Russians were trying to take the remaining buildings. You know, the Stalingrad was completely destroyed. And before taking some big, their main objectives, they would try to take building around it and put their snipers in. And then the army would move in and take installations that was their aim, main objective. So in this case, yes, what you have to do, you blow up building on the route to the tunnel, from the sea to the tunnel, and leave few big structures. Those big structures should be taken over by Israeli army. They put snipers on the upper floor and machine guns on the lower floor. And this way they would control the route to protect the pipeline. Yes, they may, Hamas will try to blow it up, sure. But that's what you do. You guard it by taking the tall buildings and destroy the building around.
Okay.
So it can be done. It has been done.
What about the other objection that's actually in the comments section in the American Thinker? A man said, I'm a fireman, and there's no way you can get enough water through those hoses to make a difference.
Yeah, firemen cannot get enough water because their pipes are small and pumps are not that powerful. But the military pumps and pumps that the Americans have on their ships, you know, quite powerful. And yes, you need larger diameters of pipelines than the firefighters use, of course.
So you think it could be done just by having larger diameter pipelines with bigger pumps, and that's not a problem?
Bigger pumps, you know, and you have auxiliary pumps, you know, it's the whole project, you know, to do it.
Let me ask another question.
And of course, you need the control, as I said, control flow. You know, you can't fill out two tunnels too much. What you need, you know, you're flowing the tunnels in order to move the people to the designated area. They will be going from living water. Water will push them to next section until they get where you want them to go.
Let me ask another question that was raised, the issue of drainage, that perhaps during World War II, they didn't have modern drainage in tunnels, like you mentioned in Odessa. in other cases, but now most tunnels are built with modern drainage and pumps and so forth. Why wouldn't any water that was pumped in just be pumped out by the drainage system?
Well, you said pump, so you need pumps, and pumps you have electricity going, and that's why I said you need a complete drawing. You need mechanical and you need electrical, so you know how to disconnect. Pump, any generator, needs intake and exhaust. You need air. So if you know where they're located, you can disassemble. It's easy.
Let me ask another question. Since this was published 2 days ago,
yes,
you said you got some response from Israel. Has anyone from the Israeli military contacted you? Or did they say, we're already working on this, we know about it? Or would you consult with us? Or has there been nothing?
No, I didn't hear anything from anybody. And I'm surprised that they haven't started working on it yet. We haven't seen anything, any preparation for that.
So,
we indiscriminately bombing the area, and in some instances, I'm sure it will only complicate building pipelines.
and why do you think the Israelis would not want to use this pipeline system as an alternative to bombing? I mean, is it because the Americans don't use it and they're sitting in the war room, or do you think they have some strategic reason, or they just didn't think of it, or why would someone not want to do this?
No, to say they didn't think of it, it's probably wishful thinking. Of course, they thought that they have to. It's been done before. Egyptians filled out the tunnel, flooded tunnels with water.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yes, they did it. The tunnel was not that sophisticated, and the purpose was just to fill it so they could fill it up, and done with it. Here you need much more sophisticated approach. But no, I don't know why they don't do it. I don't know. Well, I have my suspicion, my Eastern European suspicion tells me that first somebody wanted that incident to happen to begin with. And somebody wanted to have hostages dead. Because you see what that campaign they launched against Netanyahu, and it's very similar what happens in the United States, the campaign against Donald Trump. So the left is ready to do anything, and I literally say anything, to get rid of Donald Trump and get rid of Netanyahu. You see, if something bad happened, it will be Netanyahu's fault. But the buck stopped there,
So that's your Soviet experience.
It's only my suspicion, of course. I have no evidence to that.
I see. So you think somebody might want a hostage crisis or want to make it difficult?
It is making difficult for Netanyahu, very difficult.
I wonder, I don't know enough about
this. As you said it, and that's as title of the article said, that's easy, it's cheap, it's much more reliable than bombing tunnels or filling them with gas or any other thing. And I'm surprised that they do it. And by the way, it's a very humane way. Most importantly, if your goal is to safeguard the hostages and eliminate Hamas, that's a great way to do it. And as I said stated in my article, when you get them into one or two, three designated areas, I don't know how big those tunnels are. It's only the rumors. They say, well, it's about 500 kilometers or whatever. When you get the design, you can see it. So then you can dictate your condition. When you start filling the tunnels, you make it the Hamas the hostages will become the insurance policy for the terrorists. As long as those hostages well and leave, you don't gonna fill up the tunnel and drown them. And as I also stated, then you can lay out condition. Those who come out with hostages alive, those who come without hostages will be executed on the spot. I keep repeating one statement over and over again. The terror can be conquered only with terror. There is only with greater terror. There is no other way to do it. You can't negotiate this kind of thing. You can't try to please the terrorists. It's only greater terror. And that should work. They will come out with, will try to come out with hostages alive and save their lives.
Okay. Let me ask you another question. I think it said in one of your biographies you lived in Israel for a while. How long did you live there?
No, I didn't really live in Israel. I visited Israel a number of times.
Oh, I see.
My sister lived in Israel.
I see. Okay. Do you have any contacts with Israel at all in the Israeli military or any way?
No, I don't have contact with Israel military. I have contact with Israel journalists.
Oh.
And my article was published in Israel.
And they translated it into Hebrew?
No, it was English side, Israeli English language side.
Okay, well, maybe somebody who was reading that. Was that Isra Pundit?
It was Isra Pundit.
Yeah, I see that. I think that does get some readership. Well, I thank you for this. I have all your contact information on the YouTube channel. I'll put it on this one as well. And I hope someone, even if they don't contact you, steals your idea, because I agree with you. It sounds more humane both for the Israeli side and for the hostage side, and even for the Palestinian Arab side. So we just don't know how this is going to end. But I'm glad you're thinking about these things, and I'm grateful you gave me this follow-up interview, and I hope that it leads to somebody paying some more attention to it.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, thank you.
And hopefully we will talk again.
Okay.
And hopefully the concept will evolve and more detail will be developed. So you need a complete strategy. You don't just fill it. It's more. Yeah. Hopefully somebody will take it and implement. But thank you.
Your lips to God's ears. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.